More companies go belly up because of lack of cash than because of they're losing money. They might be making money, but they run out of cash. I talk to entrepreneurs for a living. This is what I do day in, day out for 30 years. And there are common patterns, things that entrepreneurs do, and many things that entrepreneurs don't do and should be doing. If you don't do anything else other than this first bullet point, you will be better. Forget about everything else. Do this. It's just like basic stuff. And just get your accounting up to date. If you don't have your books together, you're asking them to take a leap of faith with you. It's almost the same as saying, I don't have a clue what is going on in my company, but trust me and give me money anyway. Accounting is the language of business. And if you want to have a business, run a business, make a profit, and create value, you need to know the basics of accounting. There is no way around it.
When you have curiosity, you're more likely to be open to
That's right.
understanding and discussing advanced skills and advanced practices, especially when it comes to cash flow.
It's a bad idea to borrow money to cover up a loss. Now, conversely, borrowing money to buy an asset that is going to produce a profit is a fantastic idea. That is the way it should be. You should only borrow money for that asset to the extent that the profit is going to be higher than the cost of that money, obviously. It basically tells the world, because this is public information, that this particular lender gave you money using certain assets as collateral. And I'm going to share with you a horror story. We had a client not too long ago, actually it was a prospect, that borrowed from, unfortunately, an MCA. And he finds out that the lender, the MCA, disappeared, went belly up, closed doors, nowhere to be found. Our prospect had paid his debt. So he needed that UCC to be terminated because it was no longer necessary there because he paid off the debt. Well, you cannot terminate somebody else's UCC. So he had to go and get a court order and spend thousands of dollars to be able to get this UCC terminated by court order. So my point is this: make sure that the UCCs that you have on the record of your company are the ones that should be there. If you borrow money from a bank, from an equipment lender, whoever it might be, and it's legit, then no problem. But if it is a loan that you never got or a loan that you paid off, then you need to get in touch with that lender and say, you got to terminate this. And by the way, just let me add one more point. By law, if the lender is not owed any money, they have to terminate it. They cannot say, well, let me think about it. If you're selling mostly more than 50% to one customer, that is a single point of failure. If that customer goes away, it's a big problem. Single point of failure equals, if you want to create an equation, equals a headache in the waiting. Diversify your customer base, diversify your vendors, diversify your sales channel. Focus on diversifying your single point of failure so that you're eliminating anticipating problems, and work on your cash flow. Emotions have no vote in business. They should not be involved in business. Take the time to think about your issue.
I think where people miss the mark is they're so used to doing that viscerally their bodies are always in motion. They're always in action. If you're used to doing, putting out fires, reacting, overreacting, etc., it's a conscientious effort to stop and do nothing but think.
That's right.
And that can be very difficult. That's just like Psych 101.